Good teams play largely in their opponent's half. Bad teams play largely in their own half. You might think this is an obvious statement, but looking at the numbers does not necessarily bear this out. Some teams like Brighton and Swansea, who might be expected to play under pressure and in their own half a lot, and Everton, who just aren't playing well, take over 30% of touches in their own third. And Manchester City and Manchester United, the two outstanding teams of the season so far, take 20% and 23% of touches in their own third respectively. All fairly expected, but then look at Chelsea, who take 30% of their touches in their own third, or West Bromwich Albion, ever the anomaly, who take 31% of touches in their own third. These teams are 4th and 10th respectively, so they're hardly playing badly. Touches in the opposition third are similarly a split of the clear and the surprising. Manchester City and Spurs take 36% and 33% of their respective touches in the opposition third, and Brighton and Swansea both take 22% of theirs in the opposition third. But Southampton, hardly on fire this season, have taken 29% of touches in the opposition third, the 5th highest percentage, while Chelsea are down on 26%, level with Burnley and Newcastle. What is clear, incidentally, is that touches in the middle third are much more densely distributed among teams. The range for middle third touches is a mere 6%, from West Ham's 48% to Everton's 42%, while the range for both own third and opposition third is 14% between the highest and lowest. The first thing this tells us is that while the bulk of touches overall are still in the middle third for all teams, it's clear that some teams spend significantly more time on the front foot than others. If we continue to look at teams ranked by percentage of touches in the opposition third, and then bring shots taken into the equation, the top two teams, Manchester City and Spurs, take a lot more than most sides. But look at Liverpool, who have taken more shots per game than any side, but have taken 8% fewer touches in the opposition third than Man City. Or Huddersfield, who are joint 6th for touches in the opposition third, but 16th for shots taken per game. What then if we look at shots taken in relation to percentage of touches taken in the opposition half? We can see that the quality teams shine through, Liverpool especially, for maximising shots in proportion to time spent in the opposition third. But Liverpool generate more shots per game with fewer touches than Spurs by some distance. Liverpool are, in other words, seriously efficient at turning touches in the opposition third into shots. The top 5 teams are all very strong sides, at least in attacking terms, but then there are some surprises. Newcastle and Southampton are almost as efficient in generating shot opportunities relative to touches in the opposition third as Manchester City are. Watford actually spend quite a lot of time playing the ball in the opposition third, but don't generate much in the way of shots to show for it. Swansea and Burnley do very little with very little. What does this show? Some teams, those at the top of the list, generate a lot of shots relative to their number of touches in the opposition third. In other words, they generate shots very efficiently relative to the number of touches they have in the opposition third. Some teams, generally those with fewer shots anyway, don't do much with the possession they do have. Of course, this is relative only to attacking. Burnley might be inefficient going forwards, but their defensive prowess and organisation go some way to mitigating that. Liverpool might be superb at generating shots from touches, but their defensive frailties let them down. And Southampton might be more efficient than most in generating shots, but their poor shot conversion means they're wasting those chances. But this does give us some sense of who turns possession in the opposition third into shots and does so well, and which teams might end up struggling because they don't.